Will you look at this gorgeous hair?
You really are a miracle worker.
It's those new Dove hair care products I was telling you about.
Dove Intensive Repair with Fiber Actives helps reconstruct your hair from the inside and makes it more beautiful on the outside.
It certainly has made a difference. Your hair is so much healthier looking now.
Well, it's definitely one of my new favorite things.
Leah, we'll need you in 5.
It's showtime.
On roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up in strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Straightening and bleaching and dyeing and curling, crimping and cutting and hair finger twirling, threading my hair through some bright colored rings. These are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my snows and eyelashes, shop till you drop all the final two rings. These are a few of my favorite things. When the car breaks, when the air splits, when my hair goes mad,
Dove Damage Therapy has been reinvented with Fiber Actives, so keep on doing your favorite things and let Dove take care of the damage.
Statistics show unequivocally that African American men are disproportionately targeted by the police. They're stopped more often than their non-African American peers. They're arrested more often than their non-African American peers. They're convicted more often than their non-African American peers.
Yes.
And the race relations in this country as it relates to African American men and police is well documented. So to say that police are not out just shooting African American men is just flat out wrong, because they are. Black men are under siege in this country by the police.
All police are out to shoot African American men?
You
That's
know
what you're
that
saying?
No,
of course they're not. But you got to face up to
Hold on,
you got to deal with the numbers.
I hear a broad indictment of the police.
Make it like that. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! This is some ridiculous conversation. Listen to what is being said. And most of you who are out there listening know that it is true. Where were we just a few months ago when we were talking about Trayvon Martin? Come on. You know where we were when we were talking about Eric Garner. Don't act like it doesn't happen more times to young black and brown men in America. You know they have to be given. You know they have to be given manuals about how to approach the police officers. Don't start talking like it doesn't happen. You know it's real. You know it's a fact.
Fair to broadly indict all police officers.
Play it and make it less than what it is.
Good evening. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children. It was nearly 10 years ago that a bright September day was darkened by the worst attack on the American people in our history. The images of 9/11 are seared into our national memory. Hijacked planes cutting through a cloudless September sky, the Twin Towers collapsing to the ground, black smoke billowing up from the Pentagon, the wreckage of Flight 93 in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where the actions of heroic citizens saved even more heartbreak and destruction. And yet we know that the worst images are those that were unseen to the world. The empty seat at the dinner table, children who were forced to grow up without their mother or their father, parents who would never know the feeling of their child's embrace, nearly 3,000 citizens taken from us, leaving a gaping hole in our hearts. On September 11th, 2001, in our time of grief, the American people came together. We offered our neighbors a hand, and we offered the wounded our blood. We reaffirmed our ties to each other and our love of community and country. On that day, no matter where we came from, what God we prayed to, or what race or ethnicity we were united as one American family. We were also united in our resolve to protect our nation and to bring those who committed this vicious attack to justice. We quickly learned that the 9/11 attacks were carried out by al-Qaeda, an organization headed by Osama bin Laden, which had openly declared war on the United States and was committed to killing innocents in our country and around the globe. And so we went to war against al-Qaeda to protect our citizens, our friends, and our allies. Over the last 10 years, thanks to the tireless and heroic work of our military and our counterterrorism professionals, we've made great strides in that effort. We've disrupted terrorist attacks and strengthened our homeland defense. In Afghanistan, we removed the Taliban government, which had given bin Laden and al-Qaeda safe haven and support. And around the globe, we worked with our friends and allies to capture or kill scores of al-Qaeda terrorists, including several who were a part of the 9/11 plot. Yet Osama bin Laden avoided capture and escaped across the Afghan border into Pakistan. Meanwhile, al-Qaeda continued to operate from along that border and operate through its affiliates across the world. And so shortly after taking office, I directed Leon Panetta, the director of the CIA, to make the killing or capture of bin Laden the top priority of our war against al-Qaeda, even as we continued our broader efforts to disrupt, dismantle, and defeat his network. Then, last August, after years of painstaking work by our intelligence community, I was briefed on a possible lead to bin Laden. It was far from certain, and it took many months to run this thread to ground. I met repeatedly with my national security team as we developed more information about the possibility that we had located bin Laden hiding within a compound deep inside Pakistan. And finally, last week, I determined that we had enough intelligence to take action and authorized an operation to get Osama bin Laden and bring him to justice. Today, at my direction, the United States launched a targeted operation against that compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. A small team of Americans carried out the operation with extraordinary courage and capability. No Americans were harmed. They took care to avoid civilian casualties. After a firefight, they killed Osama bin Laden and took custody of his body. For over 2 decades, bin Laden has been al-Qaeda's leader and symbol and has continued to plot attacks against our country and our friends and allies. The death of bin Laden marks the most significant achievement to date in our nation's effort to defeat al-Qaeda. Yet his death